I'm Jade Morrow. Lots to talk about today.
Yeah, on Wednesday. Look, I'm already. What day? You miss one. I said something yesterday. I was like, you miss one day, and you just like
Throws off your entire week.
It really does. You're always trying to like catch up, but then at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, I've only worked 2 days, and I'm already like, is it Friday yet? Like, when are we there?
I know.
But it's always looking to the weekend.
That's how I feel every single week. I'm like, is it Friday yet? And then the weekend goes by, like you breathe, and it's done.
Yeah, I think we probably should have done like whoever did it like a 3-day weekend, 4-day work week.
Right.
I think that would have been.
Me too. I'm trying to figure out why they didn't do that to begin with.
Right. It sounds like whoever thought of that and like did it,
Wasn't that the guy that made Cars?
Yes.
It was.
Henry
I was like,
Ford.
wait, I don't do wrong. Yeah.
Is it Henry Ford?
I think it was.
Because we talked about this the other day. We do like a This Day in History on the
Right.
morning show every day. So that's like, my time to catch up because I'm not like a huge
And the assembly
history buff.
line.
Yes.
Like that,
yeah. All through Ford. Look at.
Okay, I picked up something in class, right?
Oh my gosh. That's good. Okay, good. Look at that. I always like to say, like, it's always good to kind of learn something new every day, or just remind yourself of something new.
Right.
That's why I play like my little New York Times games every day. And our producer Nicole does
Keeping
too.
that brain
Try
right.
to, you know what, to balance out the brain rot of like binge watching shows or videos online. Try and do something here.
Right.
Would you like to read?
Yes.
You got a new book, huh?
I did. It's about, I'm like, put me on the spot now. So basically this man, he doesn't have a good relationship with his daughter, and she's all of a sudden getting married.
Yeah.
And that's as much as I've gotten into it, but basically he finds a problem with this fiance, and the author, he writes like thrillers and stuff. So something's going to happen, but I've been waiting for a month to get it. So it came in last night. I started that. So.
Exciting. Also some big news when it comes to books turning into movies.
Colleen Hoover's books. Wait. So we have.
I was talking about The House.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, The Housemaid, right?
Colleen Hoover. So It Ends With Us, which was a popular movie that came out a couple months ago with Blake Lively. And then Frida McFadden's books, The Housemaid. So those are going to be big. They've got big names in there. Sydney Sweeney, Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah.
I believe is confirmed. Both are confirmed.
Yeah, those are good books too. Well, I've read the first one. You need to read the second one. But yeah,
the first one's the best. The second one's pretty good.
Interesting books if you're looking for a bit of.
No, the first Housemaid, like that is besides Verity, which is a Colleen Hoover book, that was like my number one, like top, or at least top 5 books of like, you need to read this book. That one like left me like, you're kidding.
I was gonna say we'll have to discuss that because I read that too, and I had a lot of questions at the end where I was like, okay, interesting. It's a very good book. So there you go. So that kind of keeps you up on some entertainment news in case you missed it, and if you are a book reader or looking for a new read.
Yeah. Also looking forward to later in the show, our question of the day. I'm very concerned with all of you candy corn eaters. I never would have realized like how many people in Southeast Texas ate candy corn. I've got questions.
I do too. A lot. Like
just like chewing on wax.
How are your teeth? How are your cavities? How many do you have? I don't know. Lots of questions. But that's our question of the day. We'll talk about that more towards the end of the show. But in the meantime, go to KFDM News on Facebook and you can answer our question of the day. It's what's your favorite candy? So there you go. But of course, before we get to the sweets and the fun and all that stuff, gotta talk about some local headlines for you first.
Well, a open and shut case, a Lumberton massage parlor that was ordered to close reopens, but not for long. What we've learned about violations in the arrest of the manager and a worker.
Now, plus, ATM technician attacked how 2 robbers confronted a man working outside of a West Beaumont bank and what they did after pushing him to the ground.
And state troopers are investigating a fatal crash they linked to debris on Interstate 10, while friends and family are sharing their memories of the victim.
Yeah, lots to discuss, of course, talking a lot about massage parlors, and we'll dive into that. But it seems like there has been a big crackdown on those recently, not just in Lumberton, but just across Southeast Texas. So, but this morning, though, Hardin-Jefferson ISD is informing parents about an incident at an elementary school. The district released a statement this morning saying, quote, a student at China Elementary brought an airsoft gun to school this morning. The gun had no ammunition. Both the student and the airsoft gun have been secured as law enforcement conducts their investigation, unquote. So just a quick update for you there, just let you know in case you've heard stuff about that. Again, that was at China Elementary this morning. Everyone okay, no ammunition for the gun though.
The Little Cypress Mauriceville School District is taking matters into its own hands when it comes to security. This week, parents noticing new signs hanging on the front of each school warning anyone who enters school staff may be armed, calling them guardians. The guardians have undergone 2 training sessions and now conceal carry on campuses at all times. It's just one of many preventative measures the district has added to its schools this year. The district implemented the first ever police department, hiring a chief and 2 officers last year, now adding 2 new police units to their fleet. The superintendent says the overall feedback has been positive.
To have that comfort of knowing I'm okay to go to school. I'm okay as a mom to drop, or dad to drop my child off, and they're going to be okay if they go to public school.
The district also says it has added fences, lighting, and cameras to its campuses.
Yeah, big push on that recently, of course, too, which is good because we've been hearing a lot about threats and online threats and, of course, the school shootings across the nation, and that one most recently in Uvalde, the big one that, people talk about a lot in Texas. So, well, a gas odor prompted the evacuation of Beaumont Elementary School yesterday afternoon. First responders evacuated Martin Elementary just before 2 yesterday due to the odor. An investigation determined that the steamers in the kitchen were at fault. Students and staff were later allowed to return to class. That was after firefighters gave the all clear.
A fire destroyed a transmission shop in Vidor. I saw this on my way home yesterday. The fire was reported yesterday afternoon at C&R Transmission on Garland Street near North Main in Vidor. Fire Chief Robert Smith tells KFDM and Fox 4 flames were shooting from the roof of the building when they arrived. The heat melted some of the fiberglass and other material in the shop. No one was hurt, thankfully. Chief Smith says investigators believe a lithium-ion battery on a tool sparked the flame. So a while back, I think it was a story. We've heard these stories before, right, about the lithium-ion batteries, but one of the most recent ones, I believe it was like a blanket or something like that, and like the dog had been chewing on it or something, and it sparked. So interesting that we're, seeing these things now.
Got to be careful. Never know where it's going to happen. Glad no one was hurt in that situation, though.
Right.
Well, Beaumont firefighters in the city have finished their first round of contract negotiations. Firefighters are currently operating under a contract extension until they're able to work out a new deal. The issue has become heated at times. Last month, you may remember, a sea of yellow filled the council meeting chambers. Members of Beaumont Professional Firefighters Local 399 with a show of force seeking improvements in staffing and pay. The next round of contract talks is set for October 23rd.
Well, the Lumberton Police Department has shut down a massage parlor, ordering it to close last month for violating city ordinances. The manager of A+ Spa on Main Street, 54-year-old Guanwei Zhang, and the employee, 51-year-old Bo Wang, were arrested and booked into the Hardin County Jail for not having a certificate of occupancy and not having a license to operate a massage parlor, both of which violate Lumberton city ordinances. When speaking exclusively with our media partner, the Brooks Report Live, Chief Danny Sullen stated that last month the business was ordered to close and issued warnings until they had corrected their violations. He says law enforcement received several tips last weekend about people coming in and out of the spa when it was supposed to be closed, and that one officer arrived at the parlor. Clients informed them that a female employee ran out of the back door. Officers were able to locate the female and placed both her and the manager of the massage parlor under arrest.
One of those situations probably now where, since we're talking about it so much too, and they're giving tips and everything, it's easier to see what you're looking out for, and can inform law enforcement whenever something illegal is going on. So
that was one of the many questions about this situation. Yeah, one of the many questions I had about these situations was what were you looking for? And I believe it was Maya Caleb had done the report. And she had talked to law enforcement about some of those things that you could, what you aren't supposed to be looking for.
So. Odd hours, bad reviews, and unusual pricing were 3 of the big things that I think she mentioned. So if you find yourself in that situation. Beaumont police are looking for a couple of robbers who attacked a man working on an ATM, then ran away with money from the machine. Fox 4 was on scene minutes after the call came in around 4:45 yesterday afternoon. Police say a technician was servicing the machine at the PNC Bank in the 8400 block of Phelan at Major Drive. The worker said 2 men wearing masks and gloves pushed him down, stole money from the open ATM, and then sped away in a 4-door black sedan heading south on Major Drive. The technician didn't see a gun and thankfully wasn't hurt. If you have any information, you can always call Crime Stoppers at 833-TIPS. You won't be asked for your name, and you could earn a cash reward.
Well, state troopers are investigating a fatal crash they linked to debris on Interstate 10, while friends and family are sharing their memories of the victim. 44-year-old James Valdez of Vidor was driving his Yamaha motorcycle at about 9:30 Monday night on Interstate 10 east near Adams Bayou in Orange County. The DPS says his motorcycle struck some debris on the highway and then crashed into a guardrail. Valdez died at the scene. A friend sent several pictures of James Valdez to Fox 4 News. She described him as an amazing friend. Others tell us he was a great artist, and they are asking the community to offer support to his family. His niece has set up a GoFundMe account to help with funeral expenses. And of course, you can find that link on our website. That's kfdm.com and fox4beaumont.com. So sad news there.
Yeah, it is. Well, this is an interesting story. 2 high school students in Port Arthur actually getting a real-life lesson in civics. They saw dangerous road conditions driving to school, and they took their concerns to the city. Maya Caleb has more.
Potholes, uneven surfaces, and cracks have been a part of Port Arthur roads for years. The poor conditions are now impacting the city's youngest drivers.
Most of the tires have been popped, rims cracked, bumpers torn off.
Instead of complaining, these 2 young students at Bob Hope High School in Port Arthur are taking action.
Our U.S. history teacher, Ms. Thibodeau, she invited several speakers to come out and speak to the students, our 11th grade students. And when the mayor came out, he asked them, what are some of your concerns?
The 11th graders spent 2.5 weeks putting together pictures and statements detailing their concerns and experiences with road dangers.
Yeah, so my dad, he was driving on the road. He had some potholes, and then his rim got bent, and he had to get new tires because they obviously popped as well. And he had to get some thicker ones too because of the damage it kept getting caused by the potholes. And for me too, I was driving around, and then my bumper fell.
While presenting their concerns to City Council, the students learned a valuable lesson about local government.
A lot of people get mad at the city for not fixing that, and before that, I would be a little mad at them too. But it's not fully up to them to fix every road, and they can't fix all of them all at once.
So you just can't blame, for example, the mayor. How he was saying that everybody would blame him. It's not just on him; it's on everybody.
Bob Hope High School is hoping to continue helping students turn education into action and participation in government.
For Bob Hope High School, also telling us he's proud of his students and hopes they may one day become part of City Council. Cool story, though, to be able to get involved in local government so young and kind of get a feel for it. I was saying earlier, a lot of adults nowadays, sometimes myself included, not very familiar with local government. So
right. No,
good to start young.
I didn't even start getting into that until this job.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'm still like, I don't know what
Interesting.
they're talking about. Yeah. So to be so young, to be interested.
A lot you can learn.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, the school is preparing to hold a fundraiser that offers great food and a chance to help the campus continue its long history of educating students. St. Anthony Cathedral Basilica School is hosting its annual chicken dinner fundraiser this coming Friday. Every year at this time, the school holds the fundraiser to help raise funds for its campus on Forsyth Street near downtown Beaumont. The cost is $10 a plate, and in addition to a great meal, you'll be helping the school to continue its mission and rich history of educating students.
It's one of our biggest fundraisers. It's so important to our school, and we also think it's really important to the community. We want to be a big part of the revitalization effort in downtown Beaumont, and you can't have a great downtown if you don't have a great school to service all the needs of the community.
The chicken dinner fundraiser begins at 10:30 Friday morning at St. Anthony's School. Again, that's 850 Forsyth Street in Beaumont. So $10, good cause, and fun costumes there.
Oh, I love it. Little chicken dance and their little costumes too. Yeah, so there you go. You don't have to dance to get the food. You just got to pay.
I mean,
maybe they'll dance for you once you get there.
Yeah, kudos to you if you do dance.
Lunch and a show. There you go. Well, a company with more than a century of sales and service to the Southeast Texas community received a big honor last night. Del Papa Distributing received the coveted Spindletop Award during the annual Greater Beaumont Chamber of Commerce meeting. That was last night at the Civic Center. Del Papa has been a member of the Chamber for more than 50 years. The company distributes a wide variety of beverages and products. The Chamber also honored Joy Crenshaw with its Woman of the Year award and Jake Torres with its Man of the Year award. So congratulations to all of them. Big honor there. And congrats to Jake. I know him personally, so.
Yeah, I know.
Awesome stuff. Well, still to come this morning, we'll talk about the Scarecrow Festival that's happening this weekend in Southeast Texas. More details next.
Welcome back to ARC Southeast Texas. We are joined this morning with Lauren to talk about the Scarecrow Festival. So, what can people expect when they show up?
Well, as soon as you enter the gates, it's so obvious that it's pumpkin time in the gardens. And there's just over 9,000 pumpkins all throughout the gardens and unique scarecrows.
Cool. Okay, this is an annual event, right?
Yes, and it's the 14th annual Scarecrow Festival.
Good deal. So, are these done, like who brings in the scarecrows? Who, does all the decorating?
So ranging from school groups to churches and local businesses, so many talented members of our community come out year after year and amaze us with their talent and their creativity when they make these very unique scarecrows out of recycled materials.
Oh, good deal. Okay. We saw some pictures on Facebook. There they are. Look at that one. I'm trying to figure out what. Just a scarecrow. No, we have Beetlejuice this year.
There's several Beetlejuice inspired scarecrows this year.
Okay. So does this get bigger every year?
It does. And as always, we add on more pumpkins, lots more different plants to see in the gardens. It really is autumn paradise.
Good deal. If people want to come out, what do they need to know?
It's free to visit, and we're open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
What does the prep for y'all look like every year to get this off the ground and up and running?
So not only do our community members spend so much time creating these scarecrows, but at the garden specifically, our staff and our volunteers, they spend weeks preparing plants. And then actually last week, we had a big pumpkin palooza where we put out all the pumpkins. They came in on an 18-wheeler and we spent the whole day putting them out.
And you said 9,000?
It's about 9,500.
That's crazy. That's a lot of pumpkins. What do y'all do with those when this is done?
So when the Scarecrow Festival is over on October 26th, we have Autumn Fair, which is a day full of family-friendly activities. And if you come out to Autumn Fair, you get to take a pumpkin home. You can even decorate one if you'd like.
Oh, good deal. Okay. So remind me again, dates, times for the Scarecrow Festival.
It's started now and it goes through the 26th and it's open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Admission, how much is that?
It's free to visit.
Free to visit. Okay. Well, good deal. All right. Anything else that maybe our viewers need to know? You got any other upcoming events?
We're having a sip and stroll next Thursday evening from 5 to 8 p.m. We're bringing out a band from Austin, Pendulum Hearts, and Free State Cellars Winery. Winery will be there with some treats to purchase.
Good deal. Okay, y'all always doing stuff here. So if somebody wants to look up these events, get involved, where should they go? You have like a website?
ShangriLaGardens.org has all the information there, or you can follow us on social media to stay up to date with everything.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We'll have this on a web story for our website so that if anyone wants to go, they can get an idea of what to look forward to and other events that y'all may have. So, all right. Thank you for joining us this morning on ARC Southeast Texas. Stay tuned after the break for more.
This segment is sponsored by Southern Nurseries.
Thank you for joining us. This is Greg Boswick, of course, KFDM Channel 6 chief meteorologist, Fox 4 meteorologist as well. We talked about last week about tomatoes, just the different varieties. Again, I like this particular variety. It's called Hossinator, Hossinator. I grow a lot of these, and boy, we had good results. That's a new tomato that just came out, and it grows about a 1 pound tomato. But there are some problems with tomatoes. One of the big problems you have is something called blossom end rot. And I don't have the product that we would put on this, but when you plant these, get yourself some gypsum. Gypsum is a pellet. You can buy that at most of the feed stores. Most of the stores around here would have that. What is causing that problem of blossom end rot is a blackening of the tomato on the bottom. It makes the tomato worthless if it gets it. It's a lack of calcium in the soil. So gypsum adds calcium, makes the plants grow better, and will keep them from having that blossom end rot. You may have insect problems. One of the biggest problems are worms, which you can get on the tomatoes, eat the leaves, or perhaps even eat the fruit. This is called Sevin. Now, this is a dust here. It's pretty benign. I know a lot of folks don't like to use chemicals, but there's some cases you simply have to. And Sevin is a good product. It's not real toxic. It is toxic to bees, so be careful on that. But it's a dust. You can also use it as a spray. I would also recommend that you add about a table, maybe 2 tablespoons of Epsom salt about every week, and that will help them stay nice and green, keep the plants growing real well, because you have a situation where you want a lot of green leaves on these tomatoes, because as it gets hot during the spring, when we're looking to the summertime time frame, those leaves will help protect the tomato from getting sunburned. Another thing, again, we talked a little bit about this last week, is MicroLife. It's a really good fertilizer. It will not burn products, plants. So you can use this as 846. That's a nitrogen, potash, phosphorus breakdown. Really good. Has about 50 different organic products in it. Wonderful product to use. Again, that's a little bit more about tomatoes. Join us next week for the next garden tip.
You know, I wonder, how did he get so good at gardening?
Practice. Years and years of practice.
You
Yeah.
know, I
I think that's usually how it goes when people get good at something.
Ugh,
You know what I mean?
that's so
It
frustrating.
takes time and
You know how many plants I've killed, and I guess now how many plants I'm going to continue to kill until I just someday wake up and I'm
You know
maybe as
what?
good as Greg.
I was gonna say you should ask Greg one day how many plants he's killed, like in and the years that he's done it, because I'm
Probably
sure
say none.
he didn't. I'm sure he didn't start off like a expert,
Mm-hmm.
but he's
How many
got
cakes
there.
have you burned? I still
That's
continue to
such a
burn
good
stuff, though. Like I burned a batch of cookies over the last weekend, so
I haven't. Maybe like
one
or
No.
two
Okay.
instances where I'm just like, oh, this did not go well,
I guess
or
not
wasn't up to
I
like
guess we can't all be perfect.
what I was expecting. And I failed a couple times. One, it just takes practice.
Okay.
Your cookies were good. They were
Not
delicious.
the burn. Okay, well, actually, the weekend before, the batch that I felt like were not good enough to bring to the station, my sister ate. They were toasty, and she ate all of them. She's like, "No, they're good." I was like, "There's something wrong with you," but okay.
Well, she also likes candy corn, so
Yeah, I guess
that could explain a lot.
ate.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway.
It is a- yeah.
Oh, still to come this morning, when Southeast Texas School is working to give their students a head start on the future. We take you to Port Arthur, the latest Christ in the Classroom report next. .29 this morning. We do have some breaking news just into the newsroom. ATF and other agencies are currently searching Tom Flanagan's offices in Beaumont. KFTM and Fox 4 has learned the ATF and other agencies are currently searching the offices of Tom Flanagan, which is on the 15th floor of the Orleans building in connection with the fire that heavily damaged the Gilbert building. That's according to the ATF.
Melissa Garcia with the ATF says they are assisting Beaumont police. We're told the Beaumont Fire Department is also part of the case. Flanagan owns the building, which was heavily damaged by a fire June 6th.
And we do have crews on the scene right now. You see that picture that was taken not too long ago. We've got a photographer as well as a reporter out there working together. More information for you. And we will have a live report hopefully coming up for news at noon. And of course, you saw our website there, a good place to stay updated. That's KFDM.com plus fox4beaumont.com, as well as you can download the KFDM News app. We both have it, and we're getting notifications and alerts whenever breaking news does happen. So you can get it as soon as we do, essentially, and as soon as we can alert you. So we'll keep you updated. So just stick with us, and we'll try and get you as much information as we can as we continue to learn more. So
right. And we'll have also the latest information in our newscast, what our reporters are able to gather this evening at 5, 5:30, and 6. So lots of updates. Just make sure to have our app, like Macy was saying, and website. We'll let you know what we know. But switching gears, one Southeast Texas high school is trying to prevent students from falling through the cracks and dropping out.
Yeah, the goal is to keep them in class and give students a jump start on college. Angel San Juan explains in this week's Crisis in the Classroom.
Dr. Jesus Acosta is the campus director at Bob Hope High School in Port Arthur, and he's its biggest cheerleader, promoting the school and its students as soon as you walk in the door, showcasing its success stories.
This is our valedictorian from last year, Valerie. She's at Columbia University. She was our first student to get into an Ivy League school. Oh, wow. Valerie Areola.
Dr. Acosta says there are many other students with academic victories. This at a time when Hispanic students have one of the largest dropout rates in Texas, but not here at Bob Hope, where 91% of the students are Hispanic, a majority of them first-generation Americans, and more than 30% having to learn the English language.
A lot of them are first-generation students, like myself. I was first-generation. So, when you're a first-generation student, you don't know what college is about. You don't have somebody to guide you. So now we're able to do that here.
Here at Bob Hope High School, there's a 100% graduation rate.
So how do we do that, right? So part of that is having incentives for students to show up to school, getting them connected. Those students who are struggling with language, right? We have a dual language program, so that helps. There's a lot of studies about how the bilingual brain works, and we take advantage of that and let them know, okay, you may not have a grasp of the language, but you are still a smart student, right?
And making school interesting so they will want to come to class every day, and also to expand their education, giving them a jump start on college. 3 years ago, Bob Hope started its early college program with 63 students. Now they are all seniors and graduating with an associate's degree.
Right now, we have 100% of our 8th graders have completed the process to apply for Lamar State. That is Lamar State College. Port Arthur is our partner in this. So they've already completed their process. So in the 9th grade, they'll start taking classes.
Proof of the program's success is in these pictures. Students who are graduating with their associate's degrees are in the black gowns, and there are more black gowns each year.
Wow. When you see the class of 25, next year's class, you're going to see that this is going to probably double.
In Port Arthur, I'm Angel San Juan reporting.
Students are able to enroll in Bob Hope's early college program at no cost to them or their parents. So a great program that they have there going on. That's so valuable to be able to graduate. Number one, I did dual credit in high school. So just having just a couple classes here and there to go towards your final degree is just
I can't remember, were those free? The dual?
Mine were not.
Okay. I don't remember if mine were or not. But they were still a fraction of what it would cost to take the same class in college.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think that, some of those college classes felt like impossible to pass. So they were still difficult in high school too, but at least like biology and stuff, there's just always a hard class.
Yeah.
But a little bit, I don't want to say easier, but a little different.
Yeah,
so
it is. Yeah, and definitely beneficial. Your associate's degree, that's impressive.
I know there's so much, so it's just changed since we've been in, since we were out of high school, which hasn't been that long ago. I'll give us that. Hadn't been that long.
I was gonna say, don't start with the old thing again.
But if you have a situation at your school district that you would like for us to look into, you can call our Crisis in the Classroom hotline at 409-223-7512 or email us your concern to crisis@kfdm.com. And coming up next, Patrina Adder talks about the under $100 at the Beaumont Art League. That's coming up. Welcome back to ARC Southeast Texas. The Beaumont Art League's popular under $100 show returns this weekend. Sounds like the perfect opportunity to grab some early Christmas shopping. Patrina Adder shows us some of the pieces by local Southeast Texans that you can purchase.
Yes, good morning, guys. We're here at the Beaumont Art League, and they have their under $100 show that is open right now. Joining me is Eddie Markey. He is the president of the Beaumont Art League and board, and he's here to tell us about this great event, very popular. Tell us what we're seeing here.
Good morning, Patrina. Thank you for joining us at the Beaumont Art League. We're in our Skurlock Gallery, and this is our Under 100 show. In this show, all the art and the tabletop art that you see is under $100. As a customer, you can come in and purchase something and take it home with you. And as an artist, when you sell something, you can refurbish what you've sold. So we encourage people to come back a couple times in the next 6 weeks, as items will constantly be rotating in and out, and we'll always have something new.
Yes, and so right now, these are some of the things that are up for sale. You've got some Halloween bags here. These are very economical. These are only $10, and these are all local artists.
Yeah, this is all Southeast Texas artists, and this is where you can come in and do your holiday shopping and support our local artists. As an artist, if we're still doing drop-off this week, so we're open today, Wednesday through Saturday from noon to 5 o'clock, and you can come in and drop off and free. There's no charge to enter the show. And please come on in because we've still got some space available.
Yes. All right. Now, let's come over here. So this is some jewelry that is up here. And Tina, who we just saw with the Halloween bags here, this is up for sale too.
Yeah. So this is a new artist that I'm not really familiar with, but she's sure got some gorgeous jewelry here that people can buy for holidays
Yes. All right.
or
And then-
anytime.
Or anytime, really.
anytime.
Yeah. And the really great thing is you don't have to wait till the weekend. You can come right now and get this.
Yeah, not only can you come today at noon, Patrina's already done some of her holiday shopping with us this morning.
yes.
So we have some glass Christmas ornaments that are $20 a piece, and those proceeds go to our iHeart Art program. That our next one is October 19th, and we are still taking entries for it. So give us a call today and bring your child in. iHeart Art is free to children with disabilities or disadvantaged, and we'll be making Halloween art with them this month.
Yeah, that is wonderful. That is a really great program to support is the iHeart Art, because those who wouldn't really have access to art or how to even make art can do so here free of charge thanks to that program. And so, yes, so a lot of beautiful things are here on display. So again, let's tell them one more time. They can come today between 12 and 5.
12 and 5 today on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 12 to 5.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for being here. Anything else you want to tell us about the Beaumont Art League? They can come out anytime they want to.
They can. And we are actually having our opening for this show this Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. And that's free to the public. And we will have some hors d'oeuvres and also some drinks.
Okay, all right. It's free. You get food, you get drinks. Come on. There's no reason why you can't come out and support the Beaumont Art League and some of the great local artists that are here. Guys, back to you.
Some good
Gifts that you could get. Opening up in what, about an hour and 20?
Yeah, there you go. And very unique. So
the little bag with the spiders on it. I'm eyeballing that one.
there you go. I'll have to stop by maybe today. Well, so on this morning, search and rescue efforts are underway in North Carolina. A helicopter crew delivering supplies and flying people to safety following Hurricane Helene. .44 this morning. In the middle of the tragedy in North Carolina, there have been amazing stories of rescue and survival. A crew from a Destin helicopter company spent last week delivering supplies and flying people to safety.
By now, we've all seen the aerial videos. Western North Carolina looks like a war zone. It's one thing to survey that kind of destruction. It's another thing to scan for signs of life, hoping you don't miss anything and hoping you can get close enough.
I mean, the mountains, the amount of fog that would build up, and my pilot would just look at me and say, "Oh man, I don't know if we can do this." And I'd say, "Just keep going. God's going to open it up." And you would literally see the fog just parting for us in our exact flight path. Everything else to the sides, fogged in. Our flight path, opening up.
Angela Johnson and her pilot from Timberview Helicopters arrived in North Carolina just a couple of days after the storm. Now home in Destin, she still hasn't stopped to count the number of people they helped.
You want to just run to them and hug them and give them hope and pray with them.
This woman, hugging her dogs in the back of the chopper, seemed fine at first.
She was completely calm and collected. And then about halfway to the airport, she broke down on us and said, "I just hiked 8 miles from my house to get to the town. I can't believe I'm alive. I almost fell down the ravine multiple times. I have these 2 giant dogs with me. I don't even know how they made it."
On they flew, following leads from locals and even social media. Their landing zones were tight and treacherous, small targets surrounded by power lines and debris. They found a 94-year-old woman who was completely cut off by washed out roads.
She opened her door and looked around and saw that helicopter and said, "What is all that racket?" And so when we told her it was there for her, she just lit up. You could just see the life come back in her. And
they dropped off supplies and even Starlinks with never a second to waste and always a desire to do more.
We are so blessed to be able to do this. This, like I said, this is truly our passion, to be able to be just out there.
Laura Hussey, WEAR News.
Yeah, some incredible stories of survival and helping each other. And that's kind of a reminder for you this morning that Fox 4 is partnering with the Salvation Army and our parent company, Sinclair, to help Hurricane Helene victims. We've already raised more than $277,000 for the Sinclair Cares Hurricane Helene Relief Campaign. Sinclair will also be donating $50,000. That brings the total to over $327,000 so far. You go to sinclaircares.com or scan the QR code that you see on your screen if you would like to donate. So, yeah, unfortunately, just lots of devastation. We were watching the video, and it's like, see how horrible it is. Like, that's after the water has receded and people just trying to make it out and survive.
Stuff there. And then now we have Milton. So Hurricane Milton is expected to make landfall on Florida's Gulf Coast tonight. According to the National Hurricane Center, the storm has maximum sustained winds at over 160 miles per hour located southwest of Tampa. The Category 5 hurricane will likely weaken as it approaches land, but will remain a major storm. Forecasters say Milton will maintain hurricane force intensity as it moves across central Florida on Thursday. Hurricane Milton is targeting communities still reeling from the effects of Helene 2 weeks ago, like you just saw.
Yeah.
So very sad stuff there. You know, we've seen it here, but these storms just over the years seems like they just get bigger and
absolutely
crazy things that we're seeing. But
we're talking about storm surge of up to 10 to 15 feet. So just a lot of water that's expected, and also the wind too, and certainly 160 miles per hour, nothing that you want to mess with. So we'll keep an eye on that, of course, and keep you updated. Again, horrible thing too is that it's expected to make landfall tonight in the middle of the night, like midnight, 2 a.m., which is just not a great time. Of course, you can't see what's going on and everything like that. So hopefully folks did heed warnings and were able to evacuate.
I feel like they have, at least according to, so I have a friend, a former coworker that works at the Weather Service. No, the Weather Channel. You kill me if I got that wrong. The Weather Channel, and he lives in Georgia, and in Florida right now. I think it was with one of the hotel services. You know, like when you go to look for a hotel room, you can open up a map and it'll show you all the prices. Well, Florida, all the prices were gone. There's just only like a couple here and there. So all the hotels had been booked like outside of the storm. Yeah. So lots of people, there's, no vacancy. They'll have to go to Georgia and where else to
find a way out somewhere.
But easy stuff there. So after the break, we'll take a look inside the newsroom and find out what's coming up at noon.
Let's take a look inside the newsroom and talk with KFDM's noon anchor, Patrina Adger.
Yeah, Patrina, tell us what you will be working on today.
Morning, Jade and Macy. Yeah, we are still working on some stories, and we've got big breaking news here into our newsroom. Take a look at this. KFDM and Fox 4 News has learned that ATF and other agencies are searching the offices of Tom Flanagan on the 15th floor of the San Jacinto building in connection with the fire that heavily damaged the Gilbert building. You may remember that story that we covered back in June. Melissa Garcia with the ATF says they're assisting Beaumont police. Erica Harris will have a live report for us at noon. You don't want to miss that. Also, the investigation is underway into HJISD. A student brought an airsoft gun to school this morning. Didn't have any ammunition in it. So we'll have an update on that as well. And then, as we've been telling you about Hurricane Milton, actually the area of Florida this morning, there was a tornado there on top of everything else. Hurricane Milton is a Cat 4 right now, expected to make landfall, as you all mentioned, sometime tonight. So those folks in Florida have really just been dealing with a lot. Our thoughts and prayers are definitely with them. So all of that is coming up on the news at noon. You don't want to miss that. Guys, back to you.
All right, important updates there.
Absolutely. Again, that's over on KFDM if you are interested in watching.
Well, after the break, we'll be talking about our favorite Halloween treats, not candy corn. That's the question of the day coming up.
Well, over on our KFDM Facebook page, we asked you, what is your favorite Halloween candy?
Wasn't expecting this, but 90
really.
of you responded, and let's take a look at your responses. Candy corn, what is wrong with all of you?
So many folks said candy corn.
I was not expecting that. We were just talking, my sister, who's a reporter here, she's like, I love candy corn. Since when?
To be fair, I think a lot of folks are saying that it's because like we did as Halloween candy, right? Was that the wording on the question?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I guess it's fitting for the time of year, but yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, but candy corn is still not gonna be my favorite Halloween candy. I don't know. I like anything chocolate. Those little black and orange things, so I think I've seen those before.
What is that?
I don't know.
Oh,
It's
that
like
is
older candy. Payday, and that was another one that I saw several of. I'm like Payday and Almond Joy. Some interesting ones there.
I'm with Ashley. Reese's peanut butter cups are my favorite.
I just
favorite
like chocolate
candy of all time.
Yep. Nope. Just chocolate for me.
Do you have a favorite, like a favorite? Like not just for
No,
Halloween,
I
but
don't know. I'll do just about anything. You know what? Actually, I take that back. So Candy options have changed a little bit since we were younger. Not that we're that old, but it's just changed a lot over the years. And it was the little bubble gum, the Hubba Bubba in the yellow with the blue little wrapper. Yes, you know what it is. Blue and yellow. It's the little pieces of little pink bubble gum. Those were always like my mom and we would fight about it because like she would want them, but we would want them. That was always my favorite growing up.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
I don't know. A little bit different.
Bubba. Okay. Well, we did take a look. CandyStore.com puts together a map showing the most popular candies in each U.S. state every year. Texas #1, Sour Patch Kids.
My husband's huge into that. But what I'm questioning is who eats Twizzlers? Is that Twizzlers?
Yeah, there's.
Or is that Hot Tamales? No,
that's Hot Tamales. That's Hot Tamales.
That's got to be Twizzlers. Twizzlers
No,
or
Tamales.
Swedish fish?
That's Hot Tamales. Hot Tamales.
Okay.
I don't see Twizzlers on there.
Butterfinger.
Okay, so Reese's Cups was second in Texas, and then Starburst was third. I would agree with all three of those.
Really?
Reese's would be my #1, and then I'd go Sour Patch Kids.
I don't know. I don't know. I was not expecting that. So, but you can still weigh in. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Every day we post a question of the day, so you can go to our Facebook page and find that there. But thank you for joining us today. We hope to see you back tomorrow for ARC Southeast Texas at 8 and 10. After I lost this one, I got another one from Tom, which was in the wrong side of the ear.
Dr. Jesus Acosta is the campus
I was laughing at it because it was like he gave me a molded one, like the kit for it, and it looked like it was from the 80s, and he took it back.